If you enjoy the Low Scale Gaming podcast, please leave us a like, review, and subscribe. Any feedback is welcomed, and I hope you enjoy the show. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Low Scale Gaming podcast. I'm your host, Ghostland's Finest, and always I'm joined by Conan Jones and Inferior Mage. Conan, how you doing today?
You sound so defeated.
I just, my day's ruined. I thought today was Friday. I legitimately thought today was Friday, and my school did this stupid elementary thing to send back to the school and whatever, and like I was supposed to do it yesterday, which I thought was Thursday, and it was due on Friday, and I thought today was Friday, and I just did it really stupidly in a hurry, and it looks really dumb, but like I did it, and I tried making it up, and I just feel so stupid and just dumb and
I'm okay though. Like, I kind of got a headache this morning, but it. I think
You
I,
are a headache.
Oh, thanks, Midge. I think I got my mic issue kind of fixed. I just had to start a new thing on OBS, so hopefully it sounds better today after 2 weeks of sound like trash. So we'll see how that goes.
One of these days.
I'll figure it out.
One of these days.
Probably not anytime soon, but
Well, I guess we kind of already started with fails of the week. Ghost, do you want to go ahead and finish it?
yeah. Start. Let's go ahead and jump into our fails of the week. So just man, my whole day is just thrown off. I woke up we're supposed to record at noon on Saturdays, and I woke up at about 11:50 from a text from Conan, and I thought today was Friday, and I thought he was just messing with me to wake me up, and I feel so stupid right now, and
everything's all turned around because of this stupid virus.
Yeah, feels bad.
like I'm just I wish somebody would have reminded me, but I guess nobody cares.
Does anybody have your number?
Yes, my principal texted me. I texted my principal the thing, but
Yeah.
uh,
I was just thinking because, like, whenever I was teaching, none of the other teachers had my number. It was all just... There was the two that, like, helped me in Texas and, like, the band people, but you're the only band guy. So you don't really have that, but...
I just feel so stupid. And, like I ache them. I'm mad because I look stupid, and I don't want people thinking I don't miss my kids and stuff. And that's the biggest thing is I don't want people thinking I don't miss my kids when I miss them desperately. But
Huh.
Conan, what's your fail of the week?
I have to look at it. I've just had a crazy week. Like, where I feel like I've worked harder this week of being quarantined, and like I've worked harder this time through than I have like before the quarantine, which is really weird. And I'm not a fan of it, but like this week has just been crazy. I had a case blow up on me on Monday that was one of the guys in my unit was his old case that he had closed out the week before, but he is a field worker, so he is not able to take new cases, so it then became my case. So, come to find out, can't really get into details with it, obviously, but it ended up being a removal, and it just turns into like taking up my entire week worth of time with this one case and this one family, and I hate it because it shouldn't, but it does.
Yeah, removals are hard.
Like, they're hard because of, like, the subject they are also, but just in particular with this particular family, like, it was just rough. But it's a long story that I can't get into, but
yeah, I understand.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel. I've got stuff I've got to do today. I've got paperwork that's due to be submitted on Monday for the court hearing on Tuesday. So I've got to get that done this weekend, either today or tomorrow. So I'm going to have to go to the office and get that paperwork printed off so I can fill it out.
Cash in all that overtime.
I wish. I'm gaining all the overtime back I used for not going to New Orleans.
Get it back in 2 weeks. Sounds about right.
I mean, it's not wrong. But yeah, that's
40 hours worth of leave wasted.
pretty much though. Like, that was kind of my most mad about that. I was like, I could have just gone to work and saved my leave for a real vacation, but
now I got a
jamboree.
Yeah. I might not even get that. The whole year's closed, probably.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, Mage, what's your fail of the week?
I've just been kind of lazy this week. Honestly, it's been the exact opposite of Conan. I've my workload's actually finally reduced, and I've gotten the stuff that I need to get done, but I need to do some documenting, and I've been really lazy about doing it. So I was going to do that today, but I'm just like, ugh. Because documenting sucks.
for real though, like, the worst part of this whole thing.
Yeah, it's the worst. But that's about it.
Well, that's good. Alright, let's move on to topic one. What story are we going to tell about? Are you going to talk about Bobo? Have we told the story about Bobos before, about your best friend freaking out because there was bars on the windows?
I know we've talked about it, but I don't know if we've talked about it on here. So that's why I was just kind of like spitballing ideas of what we could talk about.
We either have that one or the one where you ran from the police freaked me out.
Oh, we can just kind of lump it all in together.
I know we haven't talked about that one.
I have a story, but you guys weren't there. But it was really funny. I was with my frat brothers and Phi Mu Alpha,
Mm-hmm.
and I talked. One of my frat brothers was driving a vehicle, and we got pulled over, and I was able to talk him out of getting a ticket.
All right.
What was really funny.
For speeding or something?
No, so we were driving down Main Street in Weatherford, where all those little small businesses are, like that big old road where we do our parade and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so where all the small businesses are, there's those angled parking places.
Yeah.
And so the guy who was driving, he did a U-turn to park into one of those parking places on the other side of the road, because that's where the store was that we were going to. Mm. And a police officer saw him. Apparently that's illegal to do.
You know how many times I've seen a cop do a U-turn on Davis to pull somebody over?
Yeah, right. But apparently doing a U-turn to a parking place is illegal. So whatever. Weatherford cops don't make any sense. They pull you over for whatever they want.
You remember that time who got pulled over for doing that far left turn?
Yes,
we were coming back from the casino. Oh, that was so funny. We were all crammed in the back of his little car. Talk about mad suspensions.
Oh my god. I forgot about that.
Well, anyway, so this cop puts on his lights, and the driver's just like, dang it. And he's like, I'm going to get a ticket. And the guy, the police officer, he comes up, he strolls up to this to our car, and he's like he's a young dude, uh, and one second, can you pause it for a second?
I'll mark it. I can't really pause it, but
The guy who's driving was I don't know if do I have a nickname for him or something or
No.
just call him Driver. That's fine.
okay. It's all right. Restart. Anyway, so he comes up and it's a younger guy, and I recognize him from one of my college classes, and so I'm sitting in the back seat, driver's side, and so I'm sitting right behind the driver, and our driver he rolls down his window to talk to the police officer, and once I recognize him, I was like, oh yeah, I know this guy. And so I roll down my window behind him, and like everybody in the car just looks at me and they're like, "Oh God."
Mage is doing something dumb.
Yeah. It's like, and so he's talking to the driver, telling him how like he just did a illegal U-turn to a parking place, and how he typically gives and kind of like that's how he's supposed to give tickets for that stuff. And I was like, hey man, I recognize you from my biology class, because we had a biology class and a biology lab together.
Yeah.
And I was like, how you doing? He's like, oh, good. How are you? We start talking for a little bit, and he goes over to his car, or to the police car, and he just sits there for a second, and it was just like, oh, we're getting a ticket. Dang it, guys. And he comes back and he's just like, well, typically I give people tickets for that, but I'm going to let you guys off with a warning. Have a wonderful day.
Mage to the rescue.
Yeah. But because he was like, it's like, this is actually a really big pet peeve of mine, so I always give tickets for this, but I want to let you guys off the hook this one time. Have a wonderful day.
Are you guys even like friends or anything before that? Or you just like
No,
hey,
I've literally said hi to him a couple times, but I didn't even know his name. I just seen him.
best bet we're gonna be friends in class now. I was like, hey man, you need test answers? I got you.
He comes up to you, he's like, Mage, give me them notes.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
The power of being friendly, man. It never fails. But it was a good time.
That is a funny one.
That's a funny one. Let's talk about the one now about us going to Bobo's. Me and oh. Sorry.
You're good. You're still waking up.
Yeah, I thought today was Friday.
Yeah, I'm so surprised about that.
That I thought today was Friday?
Yeah.
I haven't been working.
I know, but there's like literally on my lock screen on my phone, it just tells me the day and time, and like the day and time on the lock screen.
Okay,
So
I hadn't seen my phone until I didn't even wake up until like. Anyways, it's.
I mean, it's whatever. It's not a big deal to me. I just thought it was surprising.
It's a big deal to me because now I look stupid. And... Anyways, so one time me and Conan went to Bobo's Chicken. If we haven't talked about Bobo's before, it's this really good chicken place on the east side of Oklahoma City, past the state capitol building. It's in the ghetto, but it's really good. It's so ghetto they have to have armed security.
That's right. First time we went there, I was like, "Oh, look, there's a police officer with a gun." Well, it was a police officer, but it was just like a guy with like a big old blue vest and a gun. Like a big dude too.
Yeah, like. Anyways, Bobo's Chicken is really good. It's the risk is worth the reward. Okay, and also, I grew up like in this area and grew up around these kind of people. So you just have to like know how to act. Just go up there and act like you usually would, not like a freaked out frat boy because there's bars on the window. You know, I grew up in the ghetto, so like I'm so accustomed to this, like how to act, how to whatever. But if you do go and he asks for honey on your chicken, you say yes, and you put it on everything because it is delicious. Even if you don't like honey, it is really good still.
Well, I was always scared of what to say if I didn't accept the honey. Like, what would happen?
No honey? Either no, you getting honey anyway.
Nah, man, you leaving.
Get out of
No
here.
chicken for you.
Like, yo, this man don't want honey on his chicken. Anyways,
GTFO.
so what we would do is that we would go get Bobo's chicken, and then go sit on the state capitol steps and eat it, because that was what Conan did with his friends, and so we just did it too. And I mean, the first couple of times we did it, it was fine. We would go sit on the capitol and just like on the steps and just chill. But then I guess like the next couple times after that,
they were like doing construction.
Yeah, they're doing construction or remodeling. Yeah,
they're still doing that construction too.
Yeah.
So then we just sat on like the
planters,
by the planters or something. And this one time, this cop like pulls up and is like pulls up onto the grass to look and see what we were doing.
No, there was that parking lot back on the other side.
It looked like he pulled up on the grass to me, but
I wouldn't deny or doubt that the police officer would do either one of those things.
But anyway, so I see the cop and I start freaking out because I still had long hair then. So I was like, I'm half and half, but like when I have long hair, I look Native American, but when I don't, I look white. Anyways, so I remember I stuffed my hair into my hoodie, so like it would make it look like I had short hair or whatever. And all while I'm doing this and freaking out, I was like walking towards the police officer, picked something up, and then ran. I said your name again, didn't I?
You did.
I'm sorry. just earth it out.
No, do insert a monotone Conan Jones, like a computer voice.
Conan Jones.
And Conan Jones picked up something and ran.
Okay. Anyways, but he picked it up and he started running back to me. And I'm just like, we are about to get shot by this police officer. And I'm like getting mad at him. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, I was picking up this napkin. I didn't want him to think we were littering. I was like, why are you running from a police officer? He's, Conan Jones is just from Altus and just don't know no better. Don't know no better about city cops. Luckily, nothing happened, and they just told us to bounce. And God,
he didn't even stop and say it. He didn't say anything to us.
I thought he told us to leave.
He didn't. He didn't stop. He didn't slow down. He didn't do nothing.
Didn't we have a time where a cop came by and told us to leave?
We did. I don't think it was that time, though.
I don't think it was that time.
I think that time the guy just kind of like sat there and stared at us.
Yeah.
Wait, were you there too?
I was there with you guys twice. One time when we were sitting on the Capitol steps, and another time, I think it was that time.
You were there that time? No, we were there for my birthday one time too.
I don't think I was there for your birthday.
I think you were because everybody was there, and that's their ginger told one of the stupid ginger I don't like that freaked out about the bars on the window told me to make out with the chick I brought with us.
Oh yeah, I thought he ran.
No, this is a different story. This is with Conan.
Okay,
he's
done a lot of stupid things.
Yes, he has, and he has a kid now.
That's right.
Anyways, but Conan Jones just ran from police officers and freaked me out.
Towards him.
All I know is it freaked me out.
Because that napkin took off in the wind, and I was like, I ain't about to litter on the state capitol in front of a high patrol or a sheriff or whatever he was.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So I took off after that napkin, and Ghost just, like, lost his mind. I am just picking up a napkin.
Yes, because I thought we were going to go to jail.
For not littering. You didn't litter, straight to jail. It's like the Parks and Rec meme.
We're sitting there eating
You eat
Bubba's
chicken? Straight to jail.
We're going to jail.
I've never seen Parks and Recs, so I have no
It's
idea what you're talking about.
they do like a brother sister city program with like a city in Venezuela or something like that, and
Okay.
they send over the mayor or the representative of that town, and he's like this dictator type person. So he's talking about how great his city is, and it's all of the things that people do that they are sent to jail for, and it's just overcooking chicken, straight to jail. Undercooking chicken, straight to jail. Going 3 miles over the speed limit, straight to jail. And it's just
Jesus
like all of
Christ.
these really dumb, random things that they send people to jail for, and it's funny. But, so yeah, that's... Yeah, I remember you
Police
just
officers
lost
are
your
scary,
mind.
I did.
Police officers are scary, especially when you're a minority. Conan doesn't get scared like we do. Did I? So there was this another time with a police officer. I guess we're telling police stories right now.
Sorry.
But we were having a party at your house, Ghost.
Yeah.
And this is when I lived pretty close, so I walked there. And when that party ended, it was like midnight or something, and I left. And I was walking back home, and like I was not even on the road, walking on the grass, and this police officer pulls up, shining these huge ass lights, pulls up right behind me, and it's just like, "Oh, what you doing?" It just kind of like walks up to me, and all I'm doing is walking home. I'm not drunk or anything, and I'm just like, I'm walking home. he's like, and it was cold, so I had a hoodie on, and I had my hands in my hoodie, and he's like, "Get your hands out of your pocket." And I was like, "Okay."
My hands are cold, but whatever.
Yeah, I know. It was freezing, and I was just talking to him. I was like, "Yeah, I just live right over there." He's like, I'm just walking home, man." And he's like looking at me, seeing if I'm like high or something. And I'm just talking to him pretty fluently, and like as I get to talking to him, I put my hands back in the pocket. And he's just like, "Get your hands out of your pocket."
Jesus.
Like he was freaked out, like the police officer was, and I'm just kind of like, "What?"
Like, Weatherford's not that hard, bro. Like,
yeah, like this guy was freaking out on me, and I was literally just walking. Didn't break any laws or nothing. And he's like, "Well, you're walking on the wrong side of the road." I'm not even on the road, man. Like,
wrong side of
what
the
do
road.
you want from me? Oh, Lord.
I feel like Weatherford cops just try to find a reason to pull somebody over most of the time.
Or harass people.
Or yeah, like I can't I kept my nose pretty clean with that, just making sure to do stupid things in Weatherford. Except that one time I got that ticket for running that stop sign.
I mean, there's a difference between like doing something dumb and then just like traffic violations.
Yeah, but like other than that, like that's the only like all my time there in Weatherford, that was the only time I got a ticket was because of was running that stop sign.
I think they're just bored.
I remember there was that time I got pulled over 3 different times on my way home on Davis. Like I was over at I was over at Tony and Dylan's playing Skyrim that day.
Yeah.
And whenever they lived back behind Hutch's.
Yeah.
And from their little apartment behind Hutch's to ours up on the hill, I got pulled over 3 separate times.
Really?
3 times. And
that's
I was
not even, that's like a 2-mile stretch.
If that. Yeah. So I was like, are you guys not talking to each other? Like, every single one of them were like, what have you been doing tonight? And I was like, I've been at my buddy's playing Skyrim all day. And I was like, my Xbox is in my backpack. My TV's in my back seat. You can see it with the seatbelt on. Touch it. It's still hot. That's where I've been. Have you been drinking tonight, sir? No, I have not been. I've had a lot of Dr. Pepper and Mountain Dew and Doritos, but other than that, like...
Yes, I've been drinking straight sugar. That's what I'm doing.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
And I remember one of the cops was like, oh, dude, you've been playing Skyrim? Is it good? I haven't got to play it yet. They're working us too much, blah, blah, blah. Just like shooting the crap with him. I was like, just let me go. Tell your buddies that I've already
Do
been
you have,
pulled
like,
over.
what did you get pulled over? What did you get pulled over for?
Looking suspicious, apparently. Like, because it was late and I was driving carefully because I had my TV in the back seat. I really didn't want to pay for a new one. So, driving like an old lady with a crock pot of gravy or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And
I got pulled over for looking suspicious once. He told just driving home. He told me that one of my headlights was out and it was not. He had no reason to pull me over.
I remember you telling me about that.
It's like, I don't know. It makes no sense.
I'm sure there's method to the madness. We should hit up our newly appointed police friend.
Like, hey, police friend, why do your kind like to harass
Your
hard-working
kind.
taxpaying
Your
citizens?
kind.
Like police officers are a race. God. Oh. Okay.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into topic 2. All right, so the Final Fantasy Remake finally came out after, 17 years of being in development. Well, I bought it this morning finally, and I played through the first hour, or probably, I think I have an hour and a half on it. I blew up the Mako reactor. And that's about as far as I got. The combat's actually really fun, and I hate admitting that. It's repetitive because it's kind of like it's. Made you play Kingdom Hearts, right?
Yeah.
It's basically Kingdom Hearts combat system, but more tuned and defined. It's now I got Cloud and Barrett. I haven't got Tifa in my party yet, or Aerith, so I don't know how much they change it up. But for Cloud, he basically plays like Sora. He does different combos and does different things like that. And then Barrett just he shoots his machine gun, and then he does some like heavy attacks too.
Yeah, he's Mr. T.
I mean, the game so far has been pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie about that. The first boss fight against the Scorpion was like really intense. I'm playing it on normal, like highest difficulty as, and intense. I thought I was gonna die. So I think the difficulty spikes in places. Some places it's like, oh, this is really easy, but some places and this is just in the first hour and a half of playing. So I'm sure it gets a lot more like spikier, like Cloud's hair, pretty soon. But I don't know. It seems pretty fun, and I hate admitting that because I don't like Final Fantasy.
So for me, who's on the outside looking in, this is a remake, so there is already a Final Fantasy VII out there, correct?
Yes, it came out in like '97 though.
So
it's on the PS1.
Yeah,
and it's very polygony, and it's turn-based combat. Whereas the new remake,
the classics,
the classics, the remake is very modern. It has really good graphics, actually. And it's an action RPG. You can spam a lot more. But yeah, you still have skills and stuff, but it's a lot more interactive. I think is.
But see, you need to use the abilities though. I've used an ability every fight. Like the ATB gauge fills up while you're attacking and stuff. So like you can. That's how you use abilities like casting fire, or thunder, or casting braver to do an attack on somebody. Like everybody has everybody gets their ATB filled up, yeah. And then like there's still I've only got like 3 or 4 materia so far with fire, thunder, cure, and then I got this one deathly dodge or whatever. Basically you dodge and then you come out and do a sword attack, which made the game really easy because then you could just dodge behind. There was like these shielded enemies, these guys that have like riot shields or whatever, and you can't attack them up front because of the riot shield, and so you just dash behind them and do your deathly dodge or whatever move on them, and then mess them up like that. I don't. I'm sure I'll have more to talk about it next week in my what I've been playing, but so far everything what I've been playing I like.
Yeah, I think they're still making like 3 games of this, aren't they?
I think so, which is dumb, but
3.
Well, I mean,
What do you mean 3 games of this?
so this
the
isn't the
original Final
full
Fantasy
game. This
VII.
is the this is just the Midgar. So Final Fantasy VII can be broken down in a couple ways. That the first 8 hours of the game is in the big city of Midgar. Now the Final Fantasy remake is all in Midgar, but they've expanded upon it to where instead of it taking 8 hours, it's supposed to take like somewhere to 30 hours to complete the game, I believe. So they've expanded upon the story and everything like that, which I think could be a good thing if it's done right. Now like I said, I haven't got that far into it, and I'll have more to talk about it next week. But everything so far, I've enjoyed. I can't really complain at all.
Also, I like it. It has, like, everything's voice acted, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, that too.
Because it's usually just all text, isn't it?
Well, Final Fantasy X was the first one to have voice acting.
Yeah, but it wasn't fully voice acted. I think this one's fully voice acted.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a reason and a method behind the numbering system?
No,
Nope.
it's just the next one in the game. None of them are connected.
So they're not even like connected storylines at all?
Mm-mm. No, each one's different.
So why not just call it something different?
So when Square Enix created the first Final Fantasy, they were called Squaresoft, and basically they were going bankrupt. And so the first Final Fantasy came out early 1990s. And so they called it Final Fantasy because they believed that was their final game.
Attempt to make.
Because they thought they were
money.
going to go bankrupt if this game didn't sell. And the game became such a huge hit that they started making more.
Yeah.
It literally saved the company.
Okay, that makes more sense because I've always thought that was really stupid. It's like, oh, it's the Final Fantasy, but there are like 15 of them now. It's like that is not very final, but I didn't.
Well,
I
it
never
was Square
took.
Enix's Final Fantasy.
Yeah, which that makes sense. I just never took the time to actually like, look stuff up because I didn't really care that much because I never played them. It's not really my jam. But
Fair enough.
Okay, sorry.
But,
yeah,
like I said, I've been enjoying it so far. I think it just gets better. I think I'm interested to see how it ends. Like if it really actually does take 30 hours to play, or if it's just gonna be a 8-hour, 10-hour game, then I'll be pretty mad. But I'm already in chapter 3, so I don't know how many chapters there are, but hopefully it's not 10, or if it's 15 chapters, I'll be happy.
just enough to get your money's worth.
Yeah, and then I could do all the extra. I think Final Fantasy 15 had 15 chapters. Actually, I'm gonna Google it. How many chapters?
So, as you're looking that up, are they all like turn-based?
Kind of. It's so like the very first few Final Fantasies, I think up to I want to say 5, up to 5, they had turn-based combat, and then Final Fantasy 5 started doing
oh Jesus, that's 18
time.
chapters. Okay, I'm gonna get my money's worth, I think.
Okay, but so after Final Fantasy 5, they did like active time battles, which was like the bad guy could attack at any time, but you had to wait till your bar was filled up to actually do your attack. like you could prepare the attack before, but you had like a time. What was it like in D&D? You have an initiative.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like that. It was like your initiative bar, and so it would fill up over time, and then that's when you were able to do your attacks. It went so it's been kind of flip floppy. They've changed their battle styles several times because it was doing that for a while, or turn based up till like even Final Fantasy X and 10 Part 2.
Final Fantasy X was turn based. It
Yeah,
wasn't
that's what I'm
ATB
saying.
based. Final Fantasy X 2 was
Time.
ATB though.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 2 was ATB. Um, 11's an MMO.
Mm.
12 did their own thing,
12
where it
was
was kind of
weird.
ATB. I
Yeah.
actually really liked it. But basically, what they did was you had these things called gambits, and you could control any one character at a time. But the gambits were basically like these characters will do this certain thing under these certain conditions, and it was kind of complicated, but I thought it was really cool because you can make your characters you can really optimize your characters to do what you want, and kind of break the game a little bit.
It's a lot of
And
stuff.
Yeah. 13 did
yeah,
the same system, but they kind of made it a little bit more easier. And I do like 13's kind of a bad
13
game.
had a really cool like environment and world, but it
Yeah,
wasn't
once you got
like
to explore it.
yeah. It was weird. 13 was weird. It like a lot of people really like it, but a lot of people are also like, eh.
I liked it like at first, but then now play like if I played through it again, I'm just like, oh, this actually does really suck.
14's an MMO,
It's pretty fun.
and 15 is a action RPG like Remake is.
Like Kingdom Hearts.
Um, yeah, like Kingdom Hearts. Have you ever played Kingdom Hearts, Conan?
No.
No.
So basically, like on the bottom left of your screen, you have your actions. Yeah, you have your little action menu. Like you have your attack, your spells, your um, whatever else that you could do, and you can flip through them. But like you attack as fast as you can press the buttons, pretty much. There's obviously like a little bit of like you can't spam attack over and over and over again, but like pretty much you can. There's no you can continually attack, so it's like a more of a button masher type thing.
Yeah.
That,
And
yeah, see,
that's how
that's
Sonic is, and that's how a remake is, and it's. I like it. I like those kind of games.
Yeah, and Final Fantasy VII Remake, I know at least from what I saw, like the characters do different things, and so they're better at doing, they're better at hurting an enemy differently. So like a flying enemy like Barrett, since he has a gun, he can hit the flying enemy a lot easier than Cloud can, who has a big old sword. So it's like you can control each character individually, but depending on what enemy you're fighting, one character is going to be better at fighting that enemy than another character is.
yeah. Okay,
So it's just
yeah, it makes sense, but that's a whole world of stuff that I've never really been exposed to, nor had the care to expose myself to.
well, I think they're doing it because like the problem with like old RPGs is that they tended to be really grind heavy, and some people really like the grind, but a lot of people find that really boring and a time sink
Uh,
nowadays. So I think they're doing this new system to get more people into Final Fantasy because it's a lot more like regular action games than it was in the past.
that's fair. Yeah, because I hear that a lot. It's just like the competition with games is too stiff to then have such a time sink on something that if you're not prepared for that time sink, or know what you're getting into, like you're gonna bounce off it real quick and take it back to GameStop and turn it back in and get your money back, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like if the game's boring, people aren't going to want to play it. So they're experimenting on new combat things and new stories to not alienate the old fans, but also
Try to do
get
the
new
most.
fans into it. So
Yeah.
they're trying to get the most of both worlds,
Yeah,
and I
man.
think they're doing a pretty decent job at it because Final Fantasy 15 had really good combat. 7 Remake seems to have really good combat. From I think my brother played the demo and I got to watch him, and it seemed pretty interesting. So, and we just got the game, so it's just
Oh,
kind
you're
of
playing it too?
yeah.
Are you farther along than I am?
Well, my brother's playing it. I bought it for him as a present.
Oh, I brought my brother 2K. It was only $20.
2K what?
The basketball game.
Oh,
$20 and infinite money to get all of the players.
No, I ain't doing that. I don't do those stupid microtransactions.
$20 and 500 extra bucks.
so you're gonna play the stock team and you're gonna like it.
Yeah, that's what I said to him.
Man, I remember whenever the NCAA football games were always out, I'd always max out the players if I could. Did you ever do that?
Yes.
And it's like, oh, hey, you can start a career with this team, and I decided to just mollywop everybody.
It's like, you're damn right I can.
Man,
like everybody's rated 5 stars on this.
Yeah.
This is really good.
All 95 players on the squad are 5-star recruits.
Overall 99. Like,
Yeah.
this is a good team.
I don't know what
Even my
Oklahoma's
third
doing,
stringers.
but something's in the water.
Even my third stringers.
Yeah, third stringers still too. Oh, good.
Oh, I miss
Just
those
no
games.
names
Those
there.
are good games. If they ever bring out another NCAA game, that'll be an instant buy for me.
Oh yeah, hands down. Like I miss those NCAA games. Granted, I
Like,
don't have a
those
console to
games
play them
are-
anymore, but
Well, you can get a PlayStation 5 with me and Mage, and then we can play together.
there you go.
Mage, are you going to get a PS5 or are you going to get an Xbox refrigerator?
I don't know. The PS5 doesn't look that good either.
They haven't even shown it yet.
It has that V thing shape
No,
going on.
that's not it. That's the developer's kit.
Oh, okay. They showed up the specs.
They
though.
showed the controller.
They showed the specs
I like-
and the
yeah.
controller. The controller looks like an Xbox controller.
No,
It really
it
does.
looks
though.
like a PlayStation controller.
No, it totally looks like
It
an
looks
Xbox.
like an Xbox controller.
You've seen a
dude.
PS5 controller.
The fridge got better specs though.
Yeah, but it's not all about specs. What games are you going to play on there besides Halo?
I mean, I don't even know if Halo's going to be on there. That's a good question.
That's all.
I just-
Everything I
I
bring
mean-
up to is like, what are you going to play on there besides Halo?
Well, so what we normally do,
Is your brother gets
me
the
and my brother have
Xbox
been.
PlayStation?
Well, me and my brother have lived together for a while. Is that I get the Xbox and he would get the PlayStation, so we have both.
Yeah.
So we usually just get both.
No, that developer kit looks stupid as hell.
Yeah, with the Roman numeral
Yeah.
5.
But
I kinda
that's
love
it.
it.
It's just developer's kit, so like, it's not gonna look like the actual one. I actually like the PlayStation 5 controller. It looks really cool.
Yeah, because it looks like an Xbox controller.
I mean, you could. I like it. I don't think it looks good. That's okay. Y'all could think it does.
The ghost lids, his love for PlayStation.
If he would have put it out without like the PlayStation branded logo in the middle or like the X triangle circle buttons on the side, if it would have just been grayed out or empty, there's no way anybody would have thought that was a PlayStation controller.
I
Like,
thought
For
it was a
real.
PlayStation controller.
huh?
I don't know. Y'all are grasping at straws here.
Nah, man, it has that PlayStation controller.
All right, hey, let's go ahead and jump into the topic 3. What have y'all been playing this week? Conan?
I started playing Just Cause 4.
Oh yeah, it's free on Epic.
Yes, so that's why I've always wanted to get in to try the Just Cause. I've heard they were fun, but I've never justified that purchase to myself. Um, but free is the best, so I jumped in it. I'm having a good time with it so far. I'm a couple hour or two in. Um, the controls are weird. Like, after playing other games, I'm so used to like spacebar being to jump, and then you get into a vehicle and space makes you get out. So I keep
Yeah.
trying to jump, and I want spacebar to be like to raise an elevation. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm flying a helicopter or a plane. It's like I want to go up into the sky. I want that to make me go. And nope, that makes you jump out and fall. And then the helicopter falls like a brick, and you just kind of float like a feather, so you can't even zip back into it because by the time you realize it's already gone. I was like, that's dumb. But no, I'm having fun with it though. It's something different, kind of break up my normal routine.
Yeah.
You know, Conan, there's these thing called key bindings.
See, like I've tried to get into them and mess with them, but like the a lot of the controls, even in the menu system, is very counterintuitive. Like, it's hard to explain without actually experiencing it. Like, whoever did the key bindings for it just needs to not have a job anymore because it's no bueno.
That's fair. Sometimes those videos aren't always good. I heard that the story is pretty cringy on Just Cause 4, though.
Like,
I've never played any of those games before.
It's basically like a sandbox game that you can do whatever you want in, but the stories kind of suck.
yeah, like I definitely didn't really come to it for the story, but it's
Aren't they made by Square?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
So like this story, you're the same guy from the previous games, and he's like this, just kind of your standard video game badass guy.
Yeah. Badass protagonist.
Yeah. Who just does all the cool stuff and has the cool gear and the tech and little grappling hook arm thing.
Oh, he's like the Bionic Commando.
Kind of, except it's just like an Assassin's Creed sleeve on his arm. It's not like an actual bionic arm.
Did you get that reference, really?
Bionic Commando?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played that game.
On Super Nintendo?
No, I played it. There was one on Xbox that came out.
Yeah, that was the remake of it. But it's a remake of a game on Super Nintendo called Bionic Commando.
Okay, yeah, I didn't realize it was a remake, but
Super Nintendo had some good games on it, man.
Yeah, Bionic Commando was like a great game. Like you couldn't jump. It was a hard game. You couldn't jump in that game. You could only grapple things with your bionic arm. Anyways,
Have you guys
sorry.
ever gone back to like old, like Nintendo 64 games and just like tried to play them, and you're like, these controls are so clunky.
yeah, like GoldenEye. I hate. Like everyone loves GoldenEye. I've hated that game always.
But I was like, how did I do this as a kid? Because like everything's so unresponsive now that I've actually played stuff that has good controls.
You don't know what you got till it's
It's like I was better at this when I was 6. I don't know what's going on. Like I played Kirby 64, the Crystal Caves or whatever, and just got railed. I could not beat the first level. Like
That's what
It
you
was
want.
so hard. I couldn't figure out the controls at all.
Yeah, I don't think I've really gone back to anything old in a long time. Granted, I just don't really have anything old to go back to, but
Yeah. I haven't been playing any. The only thing I've really been playing is Final Fantasy 14, and then now I've been doing some Animal Crossing too, but like not nearly as much as I was. But in Final Fantasy 14, I'm leveling up Bard now just to do something because I'm getting kind of bored with. Or no, I started healing, which is really weird because I've never healed before in a game, but I'm actually enjoying it. It's really weird.
Well, as long as you're having fun, I think that's the point of the game, right?
Yeah. Uh, and then I'm playing Final Fantasy 7, but I'll have more to report about that next week. But
alright.
all right, let's do. Where are we doing Hitler? Oh, let's go ahead. Let's do Hitler clicks. What are we doing Hitler clicks with?
Bionic Commando?
Bionic Commando.
Done deal.
Commando.
How old is Bionic Commando?
We're
We'll
about to
see.
see.
Where is the Wikipedia page, Ghost?
It's from 1988.
Ooh, Lord.
Yeah, that's
Jesus.
that is
Oh
getting
yeah,
up
we're
there.
doing it for with the 1988 version too. Oh my god! All right, so
One
I'm
click
at
in.
Bionic Commando right now. I want to read this to you.
Okay.
For localization, for the release of the international version, several changes were made. All references to Nazism and text and imagery were removed from the English localization. The next one is one of the most prominent differences involved the ultimate antagonist of the game, who was meant to revive Adolf Hitler.
No way.
I'm dead
We
serious.
did it.
We did.
One
We
click.
made it, Reddit.
Just one click away from Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
We finally did it.
What is it going on? Like 2 months worth of this bit? We finally got to
Oh
one click.
my god. That's amazing. I didn't even know the original name of it is Hitler's Resurrection, top secret in Japan. Oh
That
my
was the
god.
original name for Bionic
That's the
Commando.
original name for Bionic Commando.
Hitler's Resurrection, top secret. What in the world?
Oh my god.
Thanks, Japan.
Early video games. Let me tell you. Oh my god. It is
Oh,
one click away.
It's like the wolves
That's
fighting Hitler.
amazing. I can't believe we finally did that.
all right. Well, that is a new high for us. We've hit the mark.
We can't ever do Hitler clicks again now.
We reached the peak of Hitler.
Yeah, we need a new bit.
God.
Tweet us for our new bit.
Yeah. Let us know what our new bit should be.
Give us ideas.
Hey, before we jump into wins of the week, I want to ask: did any of you get stimulated by Trump?
I did.
I don't think
And I love that you put it that way.
I got stimulated by him on Tuesday. It was really nice.
I don't think our check even really cleared all the way before we had spent it all. So
Before you spent all of it, Jesus.
Dang, Conan.
well, we had already planned out that whenever it hit, we were just paying
Conan's
off
one of
credit
those people
card
that-
bills.
No. Conan's one of those people that bought a TV.
I thought about it. I got hit Wednesday, so it's pretty nice.
Conan bought a TV and a PlayStation 4 with.
Yes, I'm gonna buy a PlayStation 4 at the end of its life cycle now.
That's a very Conan Jones thing to do.
Oh goodness!
I'm glad y'all got stimulated by Trump.
You just like
God
saying
dang
that.
I do. And that's the title this week.
Yeah, I just
Stimulate.
wrote down Bionic Commando, but I do like Stimulated by Trump better.
So were you able to get all your credit card bills paid off then, Conan?
Yeah, that was a hard check to write, but we got it sent off and paid. So
That's good. I was gonna pay off my OU season tickets with it, but it's not due until June 21st now, and like apparently I don't even know if they're actually having the season yet. So like if they're not, I'm not paying for the tickets now.
yeah, not really gonna pay in advance if they're not gonna.
And then like if they're not even gonna have it, they'll be like, "Oh, we'll put it on for next year." And I was like, "Okay, I'll pay that next year. Give me my money."
Right.
So I'm just sitting on this money now.
Yeah, I'm sitting on my money too. I'm not really sure what to do with it.
I did see something that I think I'm gonna get, but I know that I shouldn't get. It's this key or this mouse pad that lights up around the edges. And it's like 30, $40, I think. And I was like, you know what? That looks really cool. I think I'll get that. Because everything else lights up on my computer.
Just I'll buy a new desktop with it.
You should buy better internet with it.
Buy better internet. Yeah.
If you get more RAM, you'll get better internet.
Oh, really?
You just download more RAM.
You
Download more
RAM.
internet. Download
Yeah,
more
you
internet.
have more internet. All right, let's go ahead and jump into our wins of the week. Inferior Mage, what is your win of the week?
It's been a good week. I had so we're doing these worker visits differently now, where we have a worker. I talked about it a little bit last week, but we have a worker go and do the visits for us, and we kind of like FaceTime with that worker.
Yeah.
And apparently, I did a really good job because she emailed my boss, was like, "Hey, this guy did a really good job." So I was like, I finally got props for something I did right at work,
Yeah. Finally, some recognition.
Like I did, finally got some recognition. I've done all these other things right, but it takes another worker to actually say something where I finally get recognition. But It feels good.
So you're part of the field.
There's no bitterness. There's no bitterness.
Oh yeah, no, none at all.
None at all.
So you're part of your office's field response team.
I am not, but the person that was, I FaceTime with when she was doing, because I have a kid in trial education, and so those people need to be seen face to face because they're considered high risk.
Yeah.
So our field response team or whatever goes and visits them. Those kids are kids that are in high risk, and so if that kid was my case, it's technically my responsibility to do their worker visit, but because I'm not there face to face, and they kind of have to do the worker visit, but I'm also there listening and pretty much making sure she asks all the right questions, and following up on anything that they say that I know about that the field worker obviously wouldn't. So that's what I did. Just did my job like I'm supposed to. But it was nice to get recognized for it.
Yeah, that's always nice. That's pretty much how they've got us doing ours, except like, that's pretty much it. Like, we have to document everything that the field worker says and type everything up as it's happening. And it's like this. It's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. So.
No.
I think they told the field workers in our office to be prepared to be doing this for like the next 2 months.
I think what we're doing is we're like switching out every month or so. We have 3 different workers every month. Something like that.
Yeah, I think that
there's like a list of volunteers.
I think that came
and you
down
get like
from Director
$1,000
Brown.
extra to do it. Yeah, and you get like $1,000 extra for doing it, so that's kind of nice. But
yeah, and you don't have your own cases, or don't get new cases of your own.
Ours, they thing. So,
yeah,
I don't think they get new cases or something when they're doing that. But
yeah, see, our field workers for CPS don't get new cases of their own. If they're field workers, they just work everybody else's cases, but they're technically the responsibility of the field worker.
have you volunteered to do that, Conan?
Nope.
Fair enough.
I thought about it before they did the money, but now that it's kind of been going and people are like hardcore showing symptoms now, like back whenever they first started this, it was still just kind of nobody was really, not as many people were showing symptoms because of the 14 weeks and whatever, or 14 days.
Yeah.
But now that people have time to start showing stuff, everybody's just going to be like, nope, don't come in my house. And
Yeah, dude, it's
people are
scary too
gross.
because people are gross and people are stupid. Like we were talking about before the podcast started, Oklahoma has a D rating right now on how much we've been social distancing. It's so bad. We're so bad.
I have an A rating. I haven't gone around people in a month. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I go to like two places, and occasionally the grocery store to get food.
Like if I go to the grocery store, I have a mask on. I stay away from people. I do. I don't know. I have an A rating.
You have an A rating in my heart, guest. That's for
Thank
sure.
you.
Because you're a good noodle.
Thank you.
You're a good noodle.
What is your win of the week?
I couldn't really think of one, honestly. Like, this week was so weird. We did watch the new Pixar movie that's on Disney Plus.
It was so good.
Onward.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with it.
I watched that with my brother, and we both started crying.
I was about to say, I was not expecting a trip on the Feels train, but
yeah,
good lord.
Like, everyone with brothers, it's like, oh, this feels so good. I almost cried myself too. Like I felt myself tearing up, and I'm like, nope, I'm a man.
All right, can confirm. Go. Mage has no heart. You heard it.
I cried because we miss our dad, but
yeah, you've kind of got a good reason. You've got an extra reason.
Anyways, all right. So, well, my win of the week is I finally figured out what was.
Wait, you cut out. Say it again.
I finally figured out what was wrong with my computer to get both of my screens working, and like the DVI cord to plug into my second monitor has this weird like button you have to push to put it into the slot right and to take it out right. So I just haven't been doing that, and like even if I would just like bump into my computer, the cord would just like not come out, but just like stop working. So I was just like, oh, cool. They sent me a GPU that's crappy. But no, it's just me being stupid.
Well, at least it's just you being stupid. You don't have to spend any money to fix it. Yeah, or any real money to fix it or replace it. So
it works fine now. The only thing I want to do now is change the fans. But other than that, like everything's going good with this computer.
Nice.
Good deal.
When I'm playing Final Fantasy, it only goes up to maybe 40 Celsius on the temp. So, it's a lot better than the 70, 80 my last computer was doing.
Oof. Was it really getting up that high?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's no bueno.
Melting the desk.
Man, it's not quite that hot.
Well, it said it could go up to 70 fine.
Yeah, but being up that high consistently is where you run into the issues. But yeah, every so often getting up that high, it's built to handle stuff like that. But
but this one's sitting nice at a nice 32 right now. Nice. And this the CPU sitting at a 44. So we're pretty good right now. I'm pretty happy with it.
Good deal. I'm glad it's doing well for you.
It's doing its job. I think this is also this is one that I can like upgrade on its own and fix things that are how I want it. So I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna be sticking with this one for a while.
Yeah, it seems like that one's got a good framework. You can just kind of add to as you need to.
Yeah, but all right.
I
Well,
can dig it.
thank you guys for listening. Follow us on Twitter, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, and Spotify at Low Scale Gaming. If you have a question or a subject you want us to talk about on the next podcast, go ahead and leave us a tweet it or email us at lowscalegaming@gmail.com. I don't know why I spaced on all that. But thank you guys again, and remember, have a great day and a better tomorrow.